Have you ever had the opportunity to be amongst a mastermind of the biggest names in our generation of thought leaders, of speakers, of motivational speakers, of authors, of influencers, of gurus, cast from The Secret, people who were around the teachings of Napoleon Hill and that got passed on and passed on and passed on and so much more? Well, I've just had the privilege to do that over the last 6 days, today being a bonus day. And I also had the privilege to be part of the speaking members on the Can You Think and Grow Rich event tour that is by the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And let me just tell you, my goodness, I've been schooled, elevated, motivated. And today, along with your strategic partners, we want to give you a little bit of love and share with you some of the things that we've learned and how it impacts us. So we're going to give you some highlights. We're going to give you some exciting information, and we're going to have a discussion not only now, but also in our exclusive session. This is your Strategic Partner Show.
I've been caught up since the day that we met, and you haven't seen the best of me yet. There's nothing like you and me together, and your eyes have been so hard to forget. But there's something you're trying to hide. There's something you're keeping inside. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. It don't matter how much time it takes. I just can't give up. Whoa, I just can't give up. Can't give up. I just can't give up. I just can't give up.
I just can't give up. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of your Strategic Partner Show. And I got with me Tokoyo Carlton, the man amid the legend from North Carolina, always bringing the smiles, always bringing the motivation. What's up, boss?
What's up, champ? Just super excited to be here. And of course, not so excited for myself, though I am excited for myself, but I'm more excited for you and what's happening for you. Just one small step from mankind. And so again, we appreciate you, sir, and everything that you do. And I know in this conversation that we have today, a lot of what we know in the background is going to come to the forefront because you're doing so many amazing things. So really today, I think it'll be more about you than us because you're definitely blazing a trail path, you know, burning it down, making roads, highways, bridges, all that stuff. So again, sir, we send it back to you.
I appreciate you. And of course, the surfer herself, the golden child, the one and only, the actual favorite of them all. Because, you know, when you got two brothers and a sister, you know who gets all the attention. That is the one and only, the wisdom guru herself, the balanced lady that you love to hear from, Debbie Peltola Salmons. What's up, Rockstar?
Hey, you guys. Oh, my gosh. So I am so excited too. By the way, sitting here with no AC. Awesome. It's great. I live in Florida. Thank goodness. So, you know, it would be worse to be up north and have no heat, right? So it's all good. But I just have to say, I love how Tokoyo and I always piggyback on each other because that's just what we do. But I am in 100% agreement. This needs to be about you, Ali Madawi. Because I watched and, you know, the Can You Think and Grow Rich as well. I've been involved with that for a long time watching it. But I am grateful and I am honored. As I was saying to you before, I'm kind of an older one in the group, right? And I love, and get energized about seeing what you're doing. It lights me up and I am absolutely, truly grateful to be in your orbit and to be.
You guys are too kind. And of course, we are one. Whatever I do is a reflection on you two. And as much as I take privilege to say that whatever you do is a reflection in here as well. So we are co-creators and coexist in the same environment. So let's do a quick recap for the week. For me, obviously, you know where I was. And you know I'm still flying up here right now. As a matter of fact, I just got off a VIP bonus day, and it was just a whole. I mean, I can't wait till I share with you some of those like whoa, what just happened to me kind of moments. But I want to hear about your guys' week. Give me some goodies. What's going on up in your world? Takoya, why don't you go first?
Yeah, everything's going amazing. As you know, I've been talking for about a month now, a little over a month now, about the transition of starting a traditional business, really a brick and mortar business. Actually, my house, my home is my brick and mortar business. So I'm operating a business from the house. I'm again building teams all across the country, slowly but surely, because we can only build as fast as we can get into inventory, and we're going out of inventory every time we get it. Just got a shipment today, already ordered for next week because we're just moving that fast. So it's just amazing what's happening here. Of course, still in the network marketing field, still coaching and helping people along the way. So again, just loving what we're doing, having a good time, and of course, we're growing so that we can help other people, because everything that we do is about servitude, about helping other people get to where they want to get to. But again, we've learned a long time ago that the oxygen mask must be placed on yourself first.
Yes, indeed. Love it, love it, love it. Debbie.
Well, that is awesome, and congratulations, my brother. Congratulations, right? And I've kind of got a lot of the same stuff going on. One of the things you figure out as an entrepreneur is you got to keep figuring it out, right? It's not a one and done. It's not okay, this is what I'm doing and this is it. It evolves. What we're doing evolves. And so that's happening for me as well. One of the projects that I was involved in, and you guys know about that earlier, one of my biggest projects overseas has completely shifted. And even the ownership and the management of that has shifted. I'm still involved, but that changes everything, right? But it's exciting and it's actually really fun. But one new thing that I haven't talked about to you guys that I'm super excited about is I was invited about 6 months ago to be involved in a really amazing philanthropic project. And I have met with the woman that had the first vision of it. There's only going to be 26 of us founders involved in this philanthropic project. And it's called the Love Tower. And I look forward to one of these nights. I'll talk all about it. But our website is up for that.
Nice.
We have our property, our first property, which is in Puerto Rico. And it's literally thelovetower.com. And I'm so excited to share it. It's all about love, guys. So that's actually my biggest thing this week is that philanthropic piece.
Nice. Real quick, Ali, if you could do me a favor, if you can talk to Siri real quick and ask her about whatever the topic.
Philanthropy. It's
No. I want to hear from
you just want to hear if I'm going to be able to pronounce philanthropy.
Yes.
Hey Siri, can you educate Takoya Carlton about what philanthropy is?
Okay, I found this on the web for can you educate Takoya Carlton about what philanthropy is? Check it out.
She's for real too. Thank you, Siri. Next time. Yes, she literally said, I got something for you to educate Takoya Carlton. She actually said your name. This is the danger of smartphones, but we're having a good time in here. Hey, while we're at it, for you, our beloved viewer, listener, wherever you may be live or recorded, let us know where you are watching from. Let us know how was your week. What are some of the things that have happened? Give me a 1 through 10, 10 being the best of a week that you've had, and some of the positive things that you can share with us, because it helps each and every one of us to elevate one another. Well, I'll tell you, I'll kind of kick things off. As far as this week, I had an idea what to anticipate, what to expect, but it hit you when you are in an online platform and you see the faces like we're seeing each other right now from behind the scene, and you see the Joe Vitale and the Dennis Whiteley, and you see and you're like, oh my God, my face is in the middle, Don't act up. It was unbelievable. And Jared Gaze was actually one of the speakers as well. It was incredible. So by hearing them interact with one another, one of the biggest whoa for me, we see these individuals, we see them in documentaries, we see them in magazines, we see them in books, and you hear the super heroic concepts that they teach, right? We almost feel as if they are perfect, they have perfect days,
right?
Joe Vitale, who is one of my heroes, he teaches Ho'oponopono. My son talks about the 4 phrases all the time, and like we run like all day and talking about the Joe Vitale philosophies. And he goes, last year I had a pretty crappy divorce, and I thought it was gonna be like just go and done. And I mean, it was a horrible, how he talks. It was a horrible thing. And it dragged for 2 years. And I'm like, are you kidding me? What else can go wrong? And I'm like, what is happening right now? This is like an emotional shock for me. Is he saying he had a bad day? Then he's saying it's been 2 years, and he's talking about out loud in front of all of us. He's talking about like, I had a bad divorce and things were going crazy for me. And I was getting frustrated with life. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, no, it's not an absolute zen or an absolute crap, and or how high are you in that side of or the other. What he was kind of infusing within me, that you are going to have bad seasons. That is a guarantee. That's part of the human element. The question is, what are you doing to bounce back, and how fast are you bouncing back, and forgiving yourself for not bouncing back sooner enough. I do that with food. I'm an emotional eater, as many of you know. If I'm very, very, very sad or angry or happy or excited or sleepy or tired or
any reason,
or it's
basically.
Monday,
for any reason, I will eat.
Tuesday.
But I will tell you this, when I'm on the right track, man, I'm on the right track. And the moment I would just kind of go out of line with my eating, the guilt itself, I believe we all do it. It's like, well, I just had a quart of ice cream. Might as well just go for that sangria too. Well, the sangria had all that sugar. I might as well just go for the spinach dip. Well, I had the spinach dip. Might as well get that cake now. And it just keeps on carrying on and carrying on. I was talking to my wife earlier. We had a little break in between and take the kids to the backyard. They're splashing in the pool and whatnot. And, I'm like, you want to do some Uber Eats? She was like, no, I have food that I'm going to make. I'm like, let's just do Uber Eats. And it hit us just because we're sitting in front of the pool. All of a sudden we're like, let's do Uber Eats. And I'm like, do we have any Malibu? Like we should make ourselves a Malibu Baberies. And I'm like, I think I'm going to jump on the pool with the kids. My head went from business focused, excited about doing the right thing to, hey, let's just screw the day. Who cares about everything that we have? Let's just have fun and stay out here. And again, the takeaway from that, you don't have to be perfect in order to feel that you are establishing success with your creative mode or with your law of attraction or with your vibration or whatever it is that we are studying. Again, as long as the software is healthy enough, that inner voice we talk about, the hardware will catch up eventually, because it is the hardware that has wear and tear, not the software. The software is always telling you, yo, come on, potential. We could do something great. Pick up the phone, call people, send messages, go work out. But the hardware, that we don't do oil changes when we're supposed to. And it's like, yeah, just mute him up a little bit. Let's put the mute button. And I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it, and that was fascinating to me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, or the guilt of feeling I either got to be perfect or I'm not.
Well,
no, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Takoya, we do it every time, baby. So 2 things. First of all, the one word you said and that you didn't elaborate on was time, and how quick you're in and out of it. Right. And that's what I think a lot of us miss, is that we think that people have it all together and it's perfect all the time, but it's not. What the difference is how quickly someone goes in and out of it. That's the difference. It's how quick you stay. And that's why we have the toolbox, right? That's why we've got to have all these different tools to get us in and out as quick as we can from the bad divorce, right?
Yeah.
Or the bad breakup, whatever it is. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen. So the goal is to feel it, get in there, get out, and get back at it. Right?
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Hey, Takoya, we got to give a major shout out to Talia, who just said hello, ladies. So if you want to take a moment let's embrace our feminine side, Takoya. Hey,
I love
Talia.
it.
What's
I
up?
love
How are
I
you?
love hanging out with my girl pal.
What's up, Talia?
I love
It
it.
makes us stronger.
It makes us stronger. You better believe it. All right, Takoya, what you got, man?
Yeah, I gotta really say this because I just remember like years ago, back in I don't know, right before North American Power, man, I was actually in a homeless situation because I was in transition, and I never tell y'all this stuff, but
You
yeah, I was in a
sound
homeless
Takoya I've
situation.
never heard about before. Go
Oh,
on.
we've got.
Dude,
Let's go. Let's
man, it's
dig.
so much, man. I got
Breaking
layers and
news.
layers and
Here
layers,
we
man.
go.
But
Breaking
anyway,
news. We got a chapter we've never heard before. Here it is.
yeah,
That's
but
the
the whole
story.
thing is because when I was going through my struggle, I was heavy into personal development because that was the only thing that kept me sane, right? Because sometimes you can't rely on your friends because they're not at that level to where they can handle any kind of negativity, or they can't handle any kind of trial or tribulation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people just fold, they give up, like, and I just never been that guy. And so I was going through my journey, and I remember just listening to personal development, that's I just needed it every day to really just be strong enough to kind of dig myself out of that situation. And I just remember a guy telling me, hey, listen, you can work every day, all day. You can bring in all this money and stuff like that, but it's okay to treat yourself at least once, right? You got to treat yourself. So I remember like getting a paycheck, and it was just enough to pay whatever it is that I needed for that week. But I still made sure I had enough to go to the buffet or to, a nice dinner or something like that, that I could really treat myself out because I work hard for it. So I really want to say that to you because you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, hey, it's not an everyday thing. It's a, you know what? I made it through the week and I'm thriving, and I got to give back something to myself, right? Because sometimes we can go so hard that, it's draining our spirit and yeah, exactly. And it's like tunnel vision, but sometimes you got to give yourself some love too as well. And so that was for me, was always going to go get something to eat. So I relate to you in that, because when I was going through that situation, to go out to a nice place that I really liked and enjoyed, that was a special treat for me, even though I couldn't do it Monday through Friday. But that one day I could say, you know what? I had a great week. I'm going to splurge. I'm going to go, spend the rest of this money on this food, because food is my happy place too as well.
I mean, who isn't?
Exactly. I love going out to eat, and I still do today, but just more often than I used to. But
rewarding yourself, by the way, with food is not a bad thing either, right? I mean, most trainers, most people that are going to work with you on your, health and all of that, most people, there's that 1%, right? There's always the 1%ers, but most people should have even a cheat day, right? And that keeps you going, because you know that, okay, maybe you want to emotionally eat today, but you go, no, I'm going to put that off because that's Sunday. Sunday's my family day, and I'm not going to worry about it on Sunday, right? But no matter when that day comes, you enjoy it. You don't feel guilty about it. You just don't extend it for the next month, right?
That was to me, right? I think that was for me.
Just for you, baby.
That was for me. I got to see what you did there. She was like, just love yourself. It's okay. You don't have to be mad. Just don't extend it for a whole month.
And just another one, man. Just another tidbit. I don't know if you knew I was a boxer either, but
well, I knew that. That part I knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was the national champion in Korea for light middleweight. So
that I did
for the whole Korea. So yeah.
See,
who are you, and why am I just getting
back then, man?
Why am I just finding this out right now? I'm
we never had that conversation. We always started with today.
Man, my girlfriends here are something else. You guys are my girlfriends are some powerhouses.
Yes. In any case, so real quick before I want to definitely share so much more, but one of the things that I want to just remind our viewers, we have this academy called I Am, or Influencer attraction media. You want to do yourself a solid and check it out on im.media, as for an average of $1.50 a day, we work with you on understanding how to start, grow, or scale a business. And you do it on your own way, whether you via the academy itself, watching everything on demand, whether it is through one of your strategic partners, Debbie, Tokoyo, yours truly, or even if you need a little bit extra love, and whether it's a group setting or one-on-one coaching, we're definitely going to be there for you. And there's a whole network in our Facebook group where we love to interact, connect, support one another. So check us out, im.media, and spend $1.50 on yourself today to create the results that you desire in your business. All right. Now I think we just paid some bills, so we can move forward. Let's talk about the VIP session that I was in earlier today, and it was an open. It was an open Q&A, and I love Q&As, right? And I love to teach and coach in real time. And I'm like, man, this is great. I'm gonna pick up a few nuggets. And while I'm sure everybody was waiting for the value that they're gonna get, I was studying the speaker. I was seeing his body language. I was seeing how he was keeping his eyes on, the whole time, his tonality, where he went high notes, when he went low note. And one of the things that was fascinating to me, I mean, I don't curse, but I used one curse word, for the year. I was like, holy ships, there was like a lot of ships, like boats. And what happened was, he's sitting in there, and then this gentleman is asking him, hey, I want to be, I want to elevate my coaching business, and I want to get more motivational speaking gigs and whatnot. And it bothers me that I'm frustrated. I can't attain that level of success. And I feel like I'm going backwards. And, and he, before he coaches, he goes like, so two things. Number one, I need your permission because I'm really, really going to hurt your feelings and offend you with what I'm going to say. So is that okay? Right. And then you see the gentleman's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I mean, you're in front of everybody. We're going to say no. So he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. He's like, and I need you to get over it as soon as you're hurt, because it'll hurt. And I was like, whoa, I'm going to hurt your feelings. Is that okay? Yes. And then I need you to get over it. Don't stay in that feeling. Right. I'm like, whoa, like coaching done for me. Like I'm out. So, and that was so like a mind-blowing, eye-opening, because in my almost 15 years career in business, at least 7 years in the coaching space and the consulting space, I have never, ever, and sometimes, you show tough love, and I ask people, hey, can I be frank? Can I just, tell you exactly what you're doing wrong? But to say, Debbie, I'm going to hurt your feelings, so I need your permission to offend you, and you're like, yeah, sure. It's like, and then I need you to get over it right away. And he just paused, like he's actually waiting. Like, no, I'm not. This is not a show. Like, I need you to confirm to me that you're okay with being offended and that you're gonna get over it. And then he just went on him in a, again, subtle tone. You still can hear the loving voice, but he told him straight up. It was like, you're an egotistic person. Because instead of focusing on the impact that you're doing for the few people that are giving you the privilege to do business with them, you're looking at, screw you, I want the next level. And I was like, oh my God, how guilty are we all of doing that? Like, we all were like, man, I want to get to the next level. I want to get to the next level. And he said, you need to eliminate the thought of failure and also the thought of success. Be in the moment. You have people who are spending money on you, and they're giving you the opportunity to listen to you. He's like, that's as if right now in this Zoom right here, right now, there were, I think, like 40 people in that VIP. And he goes like, so here we are, 40 people. And could you imagine if I say, I'm so frustrated, guys. I wish there were 100 people in here. How would you feel about me? You'd say, what an egotistic maniac, right? He was like, that's exactly what you're doing right now. So I was like, wow, I can't, and it hit me home, because a lot of people don't do Facebook Lives, or don't post, or don't, create communication systems for their social media or digital marketing for this one reason. No one likes, no one comments, like, for real? Because I see 5 people. Yeah, but it's only 5 people who loved you and respected you enough, who take the time every day to encourage you, and you're just straight up insulting them. So the takeaway is, just like we're like, I'm gonna succeed and I ignore failure, it is now time to say, I am enjoying this moment and I'm going to give my very best in this moment right now. And I'm going to ignore this ambition or this greedy thought of, man, I want to go to the next level, because that also manifests negative thinking, because you're operating on greed instead of operating on a positive in the moment. I'm feeling good and I like what I'm doing right now. Thoughts?
Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, we all can contest to being online and seeing and hearing someone say those I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've heard it on different platforms where like it frustrates me to no end when I see people. Yeah, we're just waiting for some more people to get on.
Oh,
like
my goodness.
It starts at 7, but you're gonna wait 5-10 more minutes to get a certain number, and I'm like, that bothers me so much. It's like, just start. If they're gonna get on, they're gonna get on, and the people who are supposed to be on are already on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just bothers me.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful. Two things powerful. Number one, you know, I want to be like that, right? Because I can do tough love too, right? But that's an amazing spot to be so secure that he is in, to be able to offer that, because he knows some people are going to not receive that well, right? Even if they say they're going to receive it well, they're not, right? But he's solid in what he knows, right? And so I desire to be that way, and so much has to do with that tonality and how you say things. It absolutely makes tremendous amounts of difference when we are sure and we are kind, and when we are compassionate and empathetic, and when we're delivering the message for the right reason.
Facts.
Right? If we're delivering that message for a result for ourselves, then that's often when it's not received well. But if we're delivering that message for that person that we want to receive it, then it's a much better. You two laughing, playing with the screens over there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it.
We read each other's minds. I read his mind. I knew exactly what he was trying to do, so I just did it for him.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
That's what we do. It's that frequency, baby.
Because I don't know, have you guys ever heard? I actually live with someone that at one point in time had said to me, "There's no such thing as constructive criticism. You're either all in and you love me for everything that I am, or you don't." Right?
That's a matter of perspective, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, like, you know, it's for me, it depends how you're coming across with your criticism or constructive criticism. Like, you know, it's that say, it's not what you say, is how you say it.
Right.
Yes.
So you can say, hey, I want to help you. You look ugly and your clothes are horrible. I'm like, whoa, relax. That is not how you go about it. You're just straight up insulting me, and you're, you know, covering it up as constructive criticism. But at least that's for me, right? Another piece that I would love to get both of your perspective on, and this was a question that we were asked yesterday. And the question was, I definitely want to hear you guys answer. If there is one skill that you are to master, nothing else, just that one skill that you focus on and master, what would that skill be? And I'll let you both go first. You guys pick meeny, meeny, miny, mo, or any, meeny, miny, mo, however that song goes. And then I can go afterwards, because I gave my answer already yesterday, but I want to hear your perspective. If you could work on one skill and nothing else, what is the one skill that you would say, this is the skill that I'm going to master because this is it?
Woo! I got to give it a thought, because I got to get it down to one.
Let me tell you this. Here's how I started the answer. For me yesterday, I was like, so I need you to give me about 6 days and a whole seminar in order for me to figure that out for you and give you a straight answer, because I had 3 minutes to answer it. And I felt like, you know, I mean, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And it's the last questions. I got 3 minutes, and it's a charity money, not my own money. So I'm like, so again, if you want me to go first, you can hit pass button and I'll go first. But
I'll tell you what it is for me right off the top.
Let Debbie go.
Okay,
Right
go ahead.
off the top, it's what I've always worked on, and it's relationships, and it's communication in those relationships. That's it.
That's the same thing I was gonna say, because one of the things that I struggle with from the point that I started doing growing teams and building businesses was I'm good with people as long as they're doing it. I let me how can I say that? As long as people are easy to work with, meaning they're going with the flow, they're you're able to coach them, teach them, whatever, whatever. But my hardest thing I've always had, like Debbie said, was communication. So one of the things I would love to do better is really have more patience when dealing with someone. Because I know if I can have more patience when speaking with someone, whether it's business, whether it's personal, and hear them out, because I'm so sharp and I've heard so much stuff over my time. I literally read what people are like, kind of like you said when we were talking about the screens. Like you knew what I wanted to do. I didn't do it, but you've been around me so long. You saw what I was
Oh, I
doing.
saw your body language. I know exactly
Yeah.
what you were doing.
So, but see, that's the thing. Like I've learned a lot of that over the years, but I'm still. I know if I master that skill of patience through conversation, through communicating with people, that I'm gonna be a beast. You follow what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be a beast because just having the strength to just hear someone out. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into an argument with someone because I know what they want to say because I've already read through what they're saying, and that's a bad thing on my part because like I know what they're saying, and I'm like I just want to get in. It's like that jumping that thing is like, okay, I know what they're doing, I know where they're going. Let me go ahead and say blah 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 blah. Get mine in, my 2 cents. But that's not what they wanted. They wanted to say their piece. They wanted to give their 2 cents themselves. And so I literally, even my best friend, my big bro here in North Carolina, my other big bro and little bro in North Carolina, we kind of butt heads sometimes because we're a lot the same. But I know where I'm going wrong in that moment. I'm seeing it. I'm just real quick evaluating the situation, and I'm like, I'm messing up. Shut up, Takoyo. Shut up. Just listen. Just listen. He's trying to say something. I know what he's saying, and their response is like, stop. You're not letting me speak, and it's like, okay, and you're trying to hold it back because you already know what they were saying. And it's like it's so hard. So just learning patience and then communicating when it's time with relationships, not just business. And business is a little bit different, I think. But when building relationships with people and building teams, sometimes as leaders, we get the big head and we know it all and we come across that way. And so I think patience and really listening people out until they complete what they're trying to say and then respond after that. And then sometimes maybe it's not even a response. Maybe it's they just wanted to be heard. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, that's one of the things I want to work on and get better at. And I think it would help me a lot along the way, especially because I chose this industry of recruiting, of building teams, of building relationships. I think is crucial.
For me, and this was my answer, was influence. See, in order to have influence, you are to work on specific skills. You can't have influence if you can't communicate well. You can't have influence if you can't create trust factor. You can't have influence if you're not consistent with your word and the actions that backs up your word. You can't build influence if you don't have a ridiculous work ethic or leading by income producing activity. So for me, it just sat on my head that if you work on influence, everything else has to check out, because if one piece on the checklist is not where it needs to be, you just lost influence in one area or the other. Sometimes we lose influence just based on our aura, our energy around people. Like we see a lot of people on Zoom, and then when you have them around you, especially with one or two drinks in the system, you're like, this is not the guy that I saw or heard or talked to, and that's an interesting thing for me. But I'll tell you this, I've really been working on myself a lot since last year like a lot more than I ever have before. And I knew, a lot of people thought that I was weird, that I was aiming to read 100 or listen to 100 books in 2021. And though I got to 97, and some of them I've done more than once, so technically I did, but now not 100 titles that I wanted to read. But that had an incredible impact on my head, like an incredible focus, determination. And, we talk about subconscious minds and subconscious learning.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't tell you how many times I'll be in the middle of a conversation and it's like my brain just goes like, open that file, pull out that paragraph, go to, the second sentence, use that right now. And it's like, I'm like, where did that come from? Even I'm like, look at you, Ali, while maintaining a good attitude, like, But in my head, I'm like, you go, boy, you just got it right. That was hot, But I think influence for me is what it is hard to get and easily lost.
Yeah.
And you could lose influence if you just get comfortable and joke the wrong way in the wrong time at a wrong place with the wrong person, and all of a sudden they look at you in a different way.
Right.
And I've seen that a lot. So influence is definitely the one for me.
That's powerful, and that's one of the things I really do like about you, Ali, is that you often express my thoughts in a way that I don't always know how to, right? And because I know that it's all encompassing as well. We need all of those things to really level up and be the best we can be. And it is so unbelievably true, right? It takes Hercules effort to get to the top of the mountain, right? Herculean. How do you say it?
Herculean.
Herculean. It takes that Hercules, right?
I know who Hercules is, and I know what Herculean means. You guys keep on testing me. I'm about to start studying the dictionary.
So it takes that to get there, right?
Yeah.
Don't take there to fall down. It takes tripping over a piece of grass.
Yeah.
And you have tumbled to the ground, right? So
spot on. I'll tell you this, and in a second, I would like to tell you about what I've picked up that you should never do as a speaker that is given an opportunity. Like, put it like this. It went fantastic. It was very positive, but you can tell some people were not aligned with what the foundation was aiming to achieve.
I recognize to that.
But I'll tell you right after this break.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are coming all live for our community, our influencer attraction media community. And we're going to be extending this conversation, but workshop style. So you get to be the center of attention. We get to talk to you about your limited beliefs, your doubts, your paradigm, and we're going to help you in real time to achieve change. We've done it before. We're going to do it again tonight. Go to im.media. You still have some time, and you can still enroll. It is an average of $1.50 a day, $47 a month. It is not a contract, but I tell you, you're going to love me because we do really, 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 really good in those workshops. And I would like for you to give me and you an opportunity to work together. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. You just got to register, and we'll make sure the link is available to you. All right. So let's talk about what you should not do. So, Tokoyo, have you ever had someone in an interview or in a generic platform, and the consensus was, hey, let's give value, and then it switched from giving value to giving an indirect presentation without talking about the company? You know what I'm talking about? Yep. It's like we love our phones because we get to have sleek, smooth looking phones, and they have an Apple in the back, but I'm not going to talk about the product itself, but these phones are so good, and we have so many people. So that happened. I've witnessed it, and you could see at times where the host pulls back and like, hey, great, appreciate you telling this, like, oh, right. You just got the hook on the neck, right? so my recommendation, and I see it unfortunately happening a lot in the network marketing space, right? We're like, oh, I got an audience, this is my time to just tell everybody, because if I don't tell them right now, I won't get them. And It's an interesting piece for me, especially a platform that is so focused on personal growth, that is so focused on mastermind principles. And
Mhm.
as Napoleon Hill himself teaches, the mastermind principle is simply bringing two or more people together and borrowing each other's value, borrowing each other's knowledge, wisdom, funds, sources, resources, connections to create something together. And a mastermind isn't necessarily just in business. You go to McDonald's, you'll see a mastermind. There are 5 people in 5 different stations that are working together to put the Happy Meal back together. Mission success, right? That's a mastermind, right? Mastermind putting together. And when one person is out of alignment for that mastermind goal, it calls the whole thing out. You would feel it, and everyone felt it, like ooh, you're off, you're out of alignment, right? So what would you suggest to that person who is starting, whether network marketing, public speaking, or anything that requires showing your face on a Zoom or on a virtual platform or in person, in terms of etiquette? What would be some of the things that you've seen that you would recommend? Don't do that.
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure in that scenario, y'all probably had a conference or Zoom prior to that starting. Is that right?
So I've prepped the people that I had relationships with.
Yeah. So you had some parameters.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's where I'm going. So the whole thing is, in a situation like that, first of all, that wasn't the time or place which we all know. And that's not what we're talking about. We're here just to give value. If it was your show, and that's that scarcity mentality. So, when you think, okay, like you said, I've got all these people, 2,000 people watching. I'm going to go ahead and go into this little spiel and, hey, here's my website. Hey, here's the link, all that stuff, right? Wrong place, wrong time. So I think, you have to kind of know, what environment you're in. So if we're like, I know whenever I've done a training or something like that, or spoke in front of a lot of people, we all had our own little thing that we were going to cover. So, Ali's going to cover this, and Debbie's going to cover this, and Takoya's going to cover this, and Tom. So that way we're not all talking about the same thing. So that had to be covered. So for that person to get on there, that's that scarcity mentality, where it's like, look, I have to share it now because I have all these people's eyes and ears, when it should have been like, hey, listen, let me show these people my worth, and then I'll have their eyes and ears because they want to reach out and in touch. They want to reach out and work. And that's what happened for you so far from our conversation, is that you came on, gave straight value, and the powers that be say, hey, listen, who's this kid?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So there's a difference. So you come on there and you're about the business of the business of the actual event, and that's all you're there for. Mm-hmm. And if you do what was asked, the task that was given, you're going to attract more than you would have just going out there talk about your deal, because no one got on about the deal. Everybody got on about the value.
Well, it's a direct violation to the person who's giving you their most valuable commodity, which is their time. Debbie, what do you think?
Well, I agree. And so first and foremost, I would believe that anytime someone's involved in a situation like that, there are parameters. That's right. You know how long you're going to speak, right? I would assume what the basis is of the whole system, the whole program, what you're going to speak about. And unfortunately, like Takoyo said, I mean, it's really about scarcity. There's something lacking, right? That I've got to get this out there now because this is my chance, right? I've got my chance, instead of seeing it in abundance and oh my gosh, this is my chance to give value, to share who I am and what I have to give, not what I need to put out there to get, right? And so I actually experienced that a little bit, and I've been involved in other things where I've seen that happen as well. And unfortunately, it can often have the reverse effect. So if it's somebody's first time going in, I would hope and pray that somebody would discuss with them, please don't do this, because this is going to turn your audience off, and you may have the opposite effect, right?
We do all the time whenever we even have guests. I'm like, hey, do me a solid. Like, you don't have to talk about your company. I'll give you a shout out. I'll let everybody know how good you are. But if you come on and you get all sleazy salesperson on me, like, we're going to cut it short, and our audience will pick on it right away, because that's not, we want to celebrate you and your achievement, and we want you to motivate the world so they can use you as an example that they too can. Don't come out here and start buy my stuff, because then we're not for that.
Right.
No,
So you
it
took
turns
that.
it off immediately. People get turned off immediately. And
Yeah.
it's just like you can only meet someone once the first time, and that impression makes a difference. That impression makes a difference.
Yeah,
Right?
and that one time that you took to do your advertising for whatever business or opportunity or project that you're working on, that one time you went out there trying to blab what you were doing was the one time that if you just would have stuck to your guns and did what was the point of the whole
If you just
training,
shut up and done your job.
because that instead of having that 2,000 man audience, now the powers that be, the people who see that, who are in positions to hire you, like other companies, like we already talked about, right? Other network marketing companies, other businesses, companies that want you to come in now, right? So you messed off 2,000 people to share this little gadget that you have or this training program that you have, when you would have had an opportunity to get to more people based on your value that you brought to the table. And that's where so many people mess it up, is that you're so busy trying to make a sale that you didn't understand that the sale was really given the value because it was going to bring you more, right? You gave up more to get the right now, that instant gratification.
Well, and it goes to your point, Ali, when you talked about the gentleman when he said you got to be in the now.
Yeah.
You got to get the joy in the moment right now, which is delivering that message, delivering that value that you have inside of you. That's happening right now. Not thinking about what it's going to do down the road.
Yeah.
So real quick, if we could, can we go ahead and get back to Ali for about another couple minutes? If we can, sir. I know that you were one of those people who just simply brung value. Like you, what's that thing that everybody's doing on social media now? He understood the assignment. You ever seen that? That quote?
I
I
missed
understood
that
the
one.
assignment. That little song, whatever it is, and everybody's posting it. And I understood the assignment. Well, Ali understood the assignment. So if you don't mind bragging a little bit, again, we're giving you permission, bro, to brag a little bit. Like, what was the result of you just doing what was asked upon you?
So first things first, talking about understanding the assignment, I definitely asked, what is the sole purpose of this segment that I'm part of right now? And I was told, like, hey, it's to motivate, to inspire, to teach, and give value. Great. And how long? 28 minutes. And who's going to be on? This person, that person, that person. And what do you want me to do? And at one point, I asked details, right? While most came with logos and websites and call to actions, I put a Napoleon Hill quote that I had in here. And I just, I came in as Ali Madawi, and I was asked, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself. While most would spend 10, 15 minutes talking about themselves, I spent less than a minute. And I was like, Morocco, trauma, America, life, business, did good. And here we are today, and I knew that for me, at least selfishly speaking, I had a message and I wanted it to be delivered. That was it, really. Like, you talk about manifesting and seeing it before it happened. I knew exactly what I was going to talk about, and I knew how I was going to talk about it. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. My mindset was simply this: I will be the best trainer, and not for me, for my ego, but from a value perspective, that the Napoleon Hill Foundation will ever have forever. And the interesting thing is, after that segment, I was supposed to just do a 30-minute segment. I get invited to another one the very next day. And then I'm supposed to be talking to the executives from the Napoleon Hill Foundation now to identify opportunities, whatever that means. We haven't had that conversation, but to identify opportunities. I even had some people who texted me, and I want to leave names anonymous, like, hey, I'm surprised you didn't give a call to action. I'm like, why would I? You had all these people. I'm like, see, what you don't understand is, while everybody came with the mindset that I'm speaking to 2,000 people, I came with the mindset that I was speaking to 4, the people that were with me in that room. And they asked me for something to deliver, and I had to honor that. And we did. And even crazier. There are so many, like I had 3 different companies / organizations, not network marketing, that have reached out and they want me to do keynotes for them. And hey, send me an expectation agreement and I'll send you, how it all looks and we'll go from there. So my point being is you do the right thing will be done onto you, and the blessings will always come back. Debbie, you know me very, very well, and Tokoyo, you know me very well. I don't penalize people to not work with them because they cannot afford $47 or anything like that. I think you know that.
Yes.
I have people throughout the whole day that they go to my Calendly and they book an appointment, and I have a questionnaire just so I have an understanding of who I'm meeting with. And usually the last question, it says, if we could achieve everything you've ever desired and get it done the right way, what would be the allocated budget that you are allocating for this project? And sometimes I have none. Not sometimes, more than half the time, 0. I don't cancel the meeting. I'll still meet with you and I will coach. Every single time I have somebody that has $0 in there or no money, I would still spend a full 30 minutes with them. I'm like, all right, listen, I saw that you have no money, so let's not talk about doing any business together. Let's just help you get some money so you can come back in 2 weeks and we can go get some business together. I'm like, okay, I looked at your profile. This is wrong. This is wrong. You need to fix your bio. You're posting about your product every 2 seconds. You look like a flyer. Here's what you need to do. How many people you're talking to every single day? Dude, you need to talk to 30 people a day. Here's what you say. And I load them up with value. And here's the interesting thing. One of the companies that reached out for a keynote came out of the one person that said, I have no money, but I still gave them the love that they wanted and the respect that they desired and deserved. So whether it's the Napoleon Hill Foundation or whether it is John Doe, who is struggling paycheck to paycheck and cannot afford a full tank of gas right now, just understand, to Koi's point, understand the assignment.
Yes.
And deliver it. Don't try to be conniving and like, oh, I'm gonna take advantage of this so I can get something else on the side. And man, there's so many good things that are happening right now. I'm attracting some of the greatest people. We went to clubbing, my wife and I, this Saturday that just passed.
I saw those. I saw those reels.
Yes, my wife is throwing money. Yes. So here's the thing. The DJ, his name is DJ Sikik, which kudos to you, DJ Sikik, if you're watching this. He's got 4.4 million followers. Now, if you know how weird Ali Medawi, weird in a good way that is, while y'all go to the club and dancing and bouncing, I go to the club to connect with the promoters, to connect with. So somehow, some way, in God's greatest world, I connected with the DJ's manager who was next to him. Now you may wonder, like, how in the world did that happen? So one of the things they were doing is, like you can hand them the phone and then they open your camera and they film and the DJ does a little something for you. Well, while that happened, he does it. I take the phone back. I'm like, oh, cool. Then I open Instagram and I send, as I'm writing a message to him, and I leave it open and I give it right back. And he's reading it. And all it said is, hey, I see that you guys are in the NFT space. The last company that I helped launch sold out in 24 hours and did 7 figures in gross revenue. I'd love to do the same thing for you guys.
I love it. I love it.
Now, he didn't answer me right away, but he answered me 2 days later. And he's like, hey, I connected you with our manager, with the like agent or whatever he is. And then we went back and forth. And I mentioned Antoine Sim's story about how he won a $300,000 car, NFT wrapped car. And he was like, so is that what you guys do? I'm like, well, here's the thing. I operated as a consultant and I helped, but here's what I will tell you. Would you give away $300,000 to make $5 million in the next 90 days? He was like, no brainer. I was like, then you should let me connect you with the executive team. And he was like, I'm game. For those of you kids who don't understand urban language, I'm game means I am interested. So point being, understand the assignment, enjoy the moment, and then God will bless you with everything else. I have a gentleman from New Jersey's finest custom jewelry and clothing line. I mean, the guy went from zero to a bunch of millions of dollars in like a matter of 2 to 3 years. And he hits me up out of nowhere. Hey, Ali, I got an official state-of-the-art studio, green rooms, panoramic, this, and that. I was hoping you can come and, see if you can help us expand it and scale it. Cool. By the way, I saw you in Headliner Saturday. He happened to be in the same club as I'm dancing with my wife, and I'm working on the DJ, and this guy's picking me up from the other side. So, I told you guys last time, Brad Tales calling me about a company from 7 years ago saying, hey, buddy, you have the wrong bank account. You have some money supposed to come your way. What? It's from 7 years ago, man. It's like, yeah, I know. It's just, it kept saying error. And I have like 3 to 4 years I haven't collected a dime, and they're supposed to pay in perpetuity for the remainder of the life of the clients that we've gotten for them. So just understand, I'm going to use that a lot, Takoyo. Understand the assignments and just focus on it, and your blessing will come from everywhere else. It might not come from that platform that you're in, but it'll come from everywhere else.
That's the key. That's the key right there. It might not come from where you think or from the platform that you're on.
It almost will never come from where you think. And the reason is now you're trying to make it conditional love. Now you're trying to make it conditional relationship, right? Like, and unfortunately we see that a lot of people, they're like, I'm gonna give value, I love my followers, I'm gonna give. No, most unfortunately do it because they're trying to get something out of it, like even I fall into that trap sometimes. Like, Instagram pays me for the reels, so I'm like, let me just do something stupid just to do something stupid, because I don't want to lose this $1,000 bonus that they're giving every 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna get something out there. Now I lost sight of giving value to my followers, and now I'm focusing on making a few dollars, right? So it is extremely important to understand the assignment. Again, that is so stuck in here, Takoya. You don't even understand what you did tonight.
That's what I do, man. Thank you, bro. I learned that from you, bro. Yeah. Hey, real quick, just want to hold us accountable because I know it's right at the top of the hour. You got somewhere to be. And so let's go ahead and shut this down. So we want to leave some last remarks, because I know we got to do our deals, but we don't have enough time right now. So let's just kind of close it out. Everybody want to leave a last remark, just what we took out of today.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you, Ali, for all the nuggets. Thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for, truly, you're setting the bar higher for people, and it needs to be there. It needs to be there. So thank you for that. And the most important thing is just really give value to give value. It's very hard because, yes, we're all out there trying to make a living, trying to, try to pay the bills. And that's always kind of somehow extricate, it's intertwined. But if you just do the assignment that you were assigned, and you do it out of the purity of what you have to offer, no doubt, hands down, you will attract what you're looking for.
Without a doubt.
Yes. So real quick, I'm just gonna throw this in here real quick, guys. I'm trying to be quick here, but so the whole thing is simply this: like, just listening today, just great stuff, great information. And I just wish, I hope that everybody was able to receive something, whatever part you took out of it. I hope that you took a good note, because there was so many things and nuggets that were dropped on this show tonight. It was a real chill show. There was a lot of stuff that actually came out, man, for real. So again, just go out and understand the assignment, guys. And that assignment is you. Become the best you possible. Find what it is that you need to work on. Like as Ali said, if there was one thing that you could work on to master, what would it be? And then work on that. And the other thing I'm gonna leave you with this as well. You have to have people in your circle that cause you to level up. Ali's one of those people in my circle that causes me to level up. It's hard to have a conversation with someone who's going somewhere and not just talking it, but doing it, and then you be stuck in the same situation. I have to level up, right? You have to. I mean, it's going to be at some point, like, yeah, we're cool, we're friends and all that, but it's going to be little less time given to Takoya Carlton. And the reason why is because there's so many more people tugging, right? So many people wanting that information with him. So So here's the thing that I'm trying to say is you need to find those 5 people in your life that make you better. Those 5 people that inspire you. And they can have different things. One could be, this person's great at business. This person's great at communication. This person's good at finance. This person's good at whatever. Find those people that help you out in all areas of your life to help you become better. And so I'm going to leave us with that. And Ali, I'll let you close the door.
I love you guys. I appreciate you. Do the right thing, and the right thing shall be done unto you. I'll see you at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are part of our community, you got the email. If not, what are you waiting for? Allow blessings to come your way. I'll see you later. Peace out, everybody.